Hello everyone, ExtremeTuber7 here. First, I'd like to apologize for the frame rate of this video. I don't know what happened with OBS, it was fine on recording, but on the playback it apparently cut it in half to about 15 frames per second in places at an already low 30 FPS. Please bear with me here, it took a lot of time to record this. First of all, I'd like to start off with a brief bit of explanation about what's going on and what this video is going to be about. One of the things that really caught my attention with Star Citizen was the level of detail and scale of the game. Right now, this ship is moving at about 100 meters per second vertically, and we're ascending a terraformer, and I'll also be flying parallel to it as well. After that, I'm going to be flying an EVA to the other side of the beam. Starting at the smaller scale and working our way up, we have the ship that I'm currently in, the Origin JumpWorks 300i, which is a starter ship that is a bit more expensive than the standard ones, this one being $55, now $65 with the package, and the other ones being about $45 all around. Now, this ship is 24 meters long, 16 meters wide, and 7 meters high, before the rework anyway. The terraformer beam itself... No, not the beam, that is to say the terraformer itself, is just over 2 kilometers long. And I just figured out what the hell happened to my frame rate. As it turns out, I believe that, despite the fact that I turned it off, motion blur re-enabled itself, which tanks the frame rate, and apparently that caused a lot of issues with the OBS recording as well. So, the next video, I am definitely going to make sure that I have that all ironed out. And triple, quadruple checking the fact that motion blur is off before I go 15 minutes into a video. So, as you can see from this EVAing, we go a lot slower than our ships. Anywhere from 1 meter per second, which is about average walking speed, to I think about 5 meters per second. It's really hard to tell sometimes since they change the speeds every patch. Everything fluctuates. Everything is being continually reworked and balanced, since they're in alpha still, after all. As we get closer to the radiation symbol, you'll start to see more details being streamed in. This tech is also being iterated on, and they're making it even more seamless than the obvious popping in that you see here. As we get closer to the rotating solar panel, I'd like you to take note of the row of spheroids jutting out. When we get closer, you'll be able to see how large those actually are. This is a primarily first-person game, and will be locked to first-person in combat, but there are third-person cameras available for cinematic shots, and in addition, new camera modes are being worked on that will be great for machinima makers. Now, the terraformer is actually producing a lot of heat, even in the cold of space. We're not actually technically in space, though, just in high atmospheric orbit around this planet, which isn't Earth, just for the record, though you probably could tell that just by looking. The orange glow there is something that actually appears in many other places, such as the energy sniper rifle, if you overcharge it, or if you shoot it too many times in a row. It even also emits a little sort of steam effect. This would give away your position if you were trying to hide in a dark corner or in the shadows, since you do actually need your torch to see in dark places since we don't have night vision. Currently, anyway. I purchased a sniper rifle, but the game sometimes likes to forget that I did, and I would have demonstrated it if I actually had it. Another pretty cool recent addition is ragdoll blending. It makes it so that our character models blend in and out of ragdoll states, along with animation. So things like our feet and legs, as well as our arms and hands, actually move when there's an object under or in front of them, instead of clipping into them. An example of this is, for instance, in a game like Grand Theft Auto, you would stand on top of a body, and in some games it would just clip you right through it, and your character's entire body would be inside of another dead person's body. But in games like Mafia 2 and I think Grand Theft Auto 4 with Euphoria, it basically puts the foot on top of a hard body and makes it so that your character does not clip through the actual body of the dead person themselves. It's things like that that also add to the level of detail that they put into this game. Because to do all of those animations by hand when there's literally thousands of objects in the game would take an incredible amount of time. So they simply have a sort of procedural blending for it that allows them to factor that sort of thing in naturally. Here we're reaching the end of the terraformer, and you'll actually be able to see the beam emitter and the sense of scale in which it has like things like the nuts and bolts of it actually being able to be seen. And then we're going to finish it off with turning around and looking and seeing how far away my ship actually is from where we started. This ends part 1 of this series. The next part will take place in the Persistent Universe Alpha portion of this game, and that is around the planet known as Crusader on the station of Port Olisar. I will then be repeating the process to showcase the scale of this station versus this terraformer, and I look forward to seeing you all then. Thanks for watching, and please let me know what you thought of this video. I know there were some issues here and there, and rate it so I can judge how to serve you better.